Andrew Weissmann, let me begin with you and where we are with Judge Dearie tonight in his special master handling of this case. It was an interesting sequence of revelations about what happened with trying to obtain a vendor to digitize these records. Now, in your experience with vendors like this coming into criminal cases like this, what is your reaction to what we learned about this tonight?
So, as you said, getting a vendor is usually a non-issue. I think there's something we can take away from this, what seems like a sort of small potatoes kind of thing. I think what Donald Trump is doing is quiet quitting. He brought this case. He realizes he is worse off from having brought this case. And that's because he has an 11th Circuit decision now saying that Judge Cannon was totally wrong and that these classified documents are highly sensitive and it is a crime to possess them and he has no right to them. So he is already worse off because 2 judges he appointed have said this and a 3rd judge to boot. Now he's in front of a really good special master who is requiring him to set out certain things, including, as you said, requiring him to say, are you saying, and you need to say it in an affidavit, that any of these documents are stolen or any of these documents are planted. We need to know specifically what you are saying. And he clearly, from the letter the government submitted, is just not participating in the process. And the government says that in their last paragraph. They say he's the plaintiff. The plaintiff is usually the one who brings the lawsuit because they want relief. And he obviously doesn't have the temerity, to actually just say, you know what, I'm actually just going to dismiss the case. So I think he's just refusing to participate, which is why you see the government having to obtain the vendor when it was obviously his obligation to do it. So this is really his raising a white flag, but trying not to say it. Which, frankly, I think that explains why we've heard that the main lawyer who he hired is now not working on this. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to work on this either.
Yeah, that's the $3 million lawyer, Chris Kise, who used to be the Solicitor General of the state of Florida. He's argued cases before the United States Supreme Court. He may be the most highly regarded of all the Trump lawyers in this case. And Harry Litman, one of the news items of the day is that he's been benched in this case. Donald Trump doesn't want to hear from him, apparently, in defending this documents case. But have the Trump lawyers achieved a classic Donald Trump delay here by pushing things back a week or more because of this delay in getting a vendor?
Well, a week or more in the overall scheme of things is not very long. As Andrew says, it's quite easy. And DOJ comes in and says, fine, we'll get the vendor and we will have this in a week. I don't know if Trump, he would be well advised to wave the white flag here. I don't know if he's really doing it, but Dearie has turned into Judge put up or shut up to him. So it's not it's the things that Andrew said, but in addition, he now has to itemize, tell us which classified documents, which of the documents you think are covered by executive privilege, number 1, 2, 3, and why. And the department says that's fine with us, although, of course, none of them should really matter. And we already know, tell us if you think that the FBI actually took anything. Tell us if you think there is something in the whole corpus of materials other than what was seized there. So everything he's saying in the public sphere, Dearie is turning into his worst nightmare of actually having to attest in court. So it's no surprise that he's not acting with alacrity. Also, I think it's no surprise that he sort of demoted Dearie, kind of, James Bond villain style, or more sort of Austin Powers style. This is a guy he hasn't produced for him. And he turns out, though, to be the smartest lawyer that Trump retained because he got his $3 million guaranteed up front. So that's one thing to be said for him. But smart lawyers and Donald Trump usually part company.